Hey babes, welcome back to our YouTube channel. This week we're doing a well overdue Q&A. I've literally not done one of these in ages, so definitely overdue. In fact, I feel like the last one might have been with my boyfriend, but this time I'm here by myself and we're gonna talk all things beauty, house, job, working with brands. I'm gonna be spilling the tea, okay? So let's get into it and I'm gonna answer all of your best questions. I asked you over on Instagram and TikTok actually, so I'm gonna be going through. Thank you so much to those of you that did ask me a question. So getting into the first one. The first one says, how are you and what's your life like at the minute? I'm good, thank you. How are you? I feel like right now I feel really excited about life. I feel very grateful for life. I generally feel really happy week to week. I am so smitten with my work life. Me and my boyfriend also just booked a holiday, so really exciting. It's always nice to have something to look forward to, do you know what I mean? It's always good, I think. I also feel like my life is becoming more mine, and I know that sounds kind of weird, but what I mean by that is like I'm really just going with the flow in the things that I like. I'm really kind of learning those things, and then once I learn that thing, I'll implement it into my life. Like for example, fitness. Like I've always known I've loved to move and I like to exercise. I like to eat well. I don't really like drinking. I don't drink at all, and I've always known that. I could have told you that when I was 18, but I've never actually implemented it, and I've never had almost like the bollocks to say to someone, no actually I don't like that, so I'm not going to do it. If you want to do it, that's fine, but like I'm not. And those are the sorts of things I'm like learning and saying and implementing now. Do you know what I mean? Like you kind of get to your mid-20s and you're like, yeah actually I don't like that. Things like how often you see your friends, how often you go out, how much you like to spend from your paycheck, how much you like to save. Do you like going out for meals? Do you prefer staying in? Do you prefer meal prepping, or do you prefer Uber Eats? Like just all those things I feel like I'm really learning, listening to, and then like implementing. So that's kind of what I mean when I say I feel like my life is becoming more mine, and I'm really kind of learning to let go of the things that I don't like, the things that don't align with me, and the things that no longer serve me, both people, places, situations, food, like the way I exercise, like all those things, jobs. So yeah, does that make sense? And that swiftly brings us to our next question, which is, what do you do for work? So since my last Q&A, it would have changed a lot. So right now for work and how I get my income is I do 2/3 different things. So the first one, which is kind of easy to explain, is I work in retail. I work in a shop, in a clothes shop near me, and I do 20 hours a week. That 20 hours a week covers my bills, all of like my food money, electric, phone, whatever, like that covers all of that. So that is like my safety net, and that was always going to be almost like a disposable job to me. But do you know what? I actually love it. I love the people I work with. I love the place. It's so convenient to me, and I really like working there, I'm not gonna lie. I actually think it's one of the best jobs I've ever had, which is so weird because like it's so nonchalant. Like you don't need a degree to do it. It's not highly skilled. I don't know, it's just whatever makes you tick, right? And I actually just got promoted to a key holder. So I'm a little key holder at a shop near me, so I work in retail. So that's number one. Number two is my social media. So I get money from doing my social media, and that can encompass a lot of things. So I get money from views on YouTube, I get money from the TikTok Creator Fund, I get money from TikTok Shop, which is different, and I get money from brand deals as well, so when I work with brands. That is number two. Number three is really similar, but it is kind of different. It is UGC. And when I first made this kind of career change, I thought like influencing, like, oh I hate that word, but I thought content creation and influencing, that was going to be like my main focus and source of income. But actually it's UGC, and I've found that I enjoy that quite a bit more. I've personally found that there's quite a bit more work with UGC, so there's a lot more variation, so therefore it's more enjoyable. One day you could be working with a skincare brand, the next it could be makeup or vitamins, like literally anything. And it's really nice because you're constantly working with different people and speaking to different people, and it can be more creative. Whereas when it comes to influencing, a lot of the time it's more about like your face being with the product. Do you know what I mean? And that's great for things that you love and you enjoy and you can like vouch for, but then that does mean there's less work. Does that make sense? So from my point of view, they're quite different, but yeah, it's been really good. And each month I'm like building, and it's so nice to see. So I'm building income, building relationships, building my following. Like I've just got it so good, honestly. Honestly, it feels like my dream life. I literally love it. Even if someone paid me a load of money, I don't think I'd quit my retail job because I really like it. It gets me out the house, it means I get to dress up, and then I obviously get to speak to people when I'm at that job as well. But then the other days I come and sit in here, I do loads of content creation. It's much more creative. And then I also have like admin days. So those days I'll be creating invoices, chasing people, sending things, a lot of editing. So yeah, it's just a really nice variation, and I think I like that. And also I love being on my feet. Like the retail job suits me to a T because it's a bit more active than an office job, which I was in before. Okay, quick random one. Someone said, what is your favorite nails at the minute? Definitely my kind of almond shape, but more of like a elongated almond, like this kind of shape that I've got going on at the minute. These are actually my natural nails, so I'm very proud of these. But I've been growing them for a little while. I think it was like Christmas. I was like, okay, I'm gonna grow them into like an almond shape. That's how far I've come, so we're doing well. But yeah, definitely this shape, and then anything just kind of like plain and like neutral. So I've been loving like the milky whites, the pinks. Oh, give me like all of the pinks. I think next time I'm actually gonna go French. So yeah, I'm just a really basic, boring person when it comes to my nails. I do always get something different, but it'll just be like a different clean girl variation. Do you know what I mean? No nail art around here, unfortunately. Oh my god, okay, so I get this question all of the time. Someone asked me, where are my glasses from? People are literally obsessed with my glasses. I'm not even joking. When I work in the shop, in the retail shop, people like come up to me and they're like, where did you get your glasses from? I'm like, I love your glasses. Everyone says it. But I do also wonder sometimes, is it because it has the Prada on? I think if these weren't Prada, people wouldn't compliment me as much. But, you know, thanks for the compliment. So I got these online. They are from, not Fermi, what's the other one? Hang on, I'm gonna have to look. Oh, that's it. They're from a place called Blickers. B-L-I-C-K-E-R-S. Blickers.com. And if you just type in like black Prada glasses, they'll come up. But people ask me all the time. I would also say, like, double check your measurements, because you have to measure yourself and then order them online, and I found that so hard. I'm not gonna lie, they don't fit me very well. They pretty much fall off my face all of the time. They're always like they're just too big for my face. I have a really small head, to be honest, and they're not the glasses for my actual head and face, but I do love them, so I do wear them. I mean, I have to, if not I wouldn't be able to see. But that is where they are from, so there you go. I do actually want to order some glasses from Fermu because they're so cheap on there, aren't they? And I really want like some oval ones. I just want to try like a few different styles, so I might make an order on there. Someone else said, how long have you and your boyfriend been together? Me and my boyfriend have been together for I think 3.5 years now, which is so crazy because that seems so long. Basically, I'll give you a little history lesson on me and my boyfriend. We met through friends of friends, and then from then we were long distance for quite a while. So I lived in Norfolk, my boyfriend lived in Nottingham, and that's roughly about 2.5 to 3 hours drive. So we would see each other as much as we could. Then I got bored of Norfolk. I grew up there, so I wanted to move away. So I made the move to Manchester. I moved to Manchester, rented there, but that still meant we were long distance because my boyfriend was in Nottingham, but it was a little bit closer. So that was just an 1.5-hour drive. And then I got a full-time job there, so we saw each other every single weekend, and we would just take it in turns to go to the other person. That was really hard because at that time I was really trying to build my social media as well. So I would go to the gym in the morning, do my full-time job, then come home and work for my social media, whilst also trying to like maintain a long distance relationship and then see my boyfriend on the weekend. It was really hard, but we did it. Then after roughly 1.5 years of doing that, I decided to move to Nottingham to be with Corey, my boyfriend, and we actually bought a house together. So we have a mortgage, which is crazy. And yeah, we've lived in this house now. We've actually been burgled in this house. We've had amazing times in this house. We've had family in the house. We've had arguments in the house. We've laughed, we've cried, but we are still here, still together. We are no longer long distance. So yeah, that's the history of me and Corey. A little history lesson for you there. Go to makeup product. That is so hard. I don't have like one singular makeup product, but I'll give you a few. One is way too hard. Definitely the Rare Beauty blush. I love that so much. The Jordana Tisha Bronzer Duo, again. I love it, like the compact of it, the formula, everything. I do need to get a different shade of that though. It's okay for me in summer, but in winter, like, it's too dark. The Huda Beauty powder, duh, like, that is so good. After trying loads of powders this year, I've definitely established that one is my favourite. Then I have to include the Lash Sensational mascara by Maybelline. So good. If you struggle with like droopy lashes, 100% get that. It is the best mascara. I have ranted and raved about that since day dot. Like, honestly, it's so good. And then also, I'm gonna say the HMB Cosmetics foundation, the matte one. I'm like a glowy girl. Like, I love to be glowy, but I will definitely say that foundation, it lasts all day. It's because I've got oily skin, so I do need something that lasts all day, but it just lasts so well. The finish is like flawless. The shade range is great. I think they've actually extended it, or are extending it. I love the packaging. The price point is amazing, and it's got a glass bottle as well. Like, I actually just genuinely can't fault that foundation. It's so good. So yeah, there are a few of my favorites. Another girlie asked, do I have any siblings? Yes, I do. I have one brother, and then I have step siblings as well, but I don't see them all that much. So yeah, my brother is older than me, and he's a mechanic. I don't know how much older he is than me though. 4 years? I'm not gonna lie, fun fact, I'm so bad at dates, like birthdays, dates. I can't remember them. I don't know why. I have to write them down. I can tell you his birthday. It's the 13th of March. That's pretty much the only birthday I can remember. And my boyfriend's birthday, 28th of June, 97, I think. But I'm just so bad at them. I don't know why, they just, I can't get them in my head. Like, I couldn't tell you how old my mum is or when her birthday is. I actually have no idea. So that's fun. Shit at that. Okay, my friend asked me, when are you getting engaged? So I'm not gonna propose to my boyfriend. I would like to be proposed to. But me and my boyfriend don't want to get married like anytime soon. But we also have the same opinion that if we get engaged, we want to get married soon after, so like 2 years afterwards. And we're just not at that stage yet. Like, we want to do so much before we get there. Like, we want to go to more places, we want to travel to more places, we want a dog, we want a toy cavapoo. We just want to kind of like experience life a bit more together before we go on to that stage. And I do think that's so important. Like, a lot of people glamorize getting married, but do you actually know like what you're signing up to? Do you know what I mean? Not in regards to him or like the person, but I mean, do you actually know what you're signing over, you know? And I personally think 3.5 years isn't that long, considering you're gonna be married literally for the rest of your life. Like, I just don't think it's that long. So no plans for that. Not that I would be planning it anyway, but yeah, like, we've both said we're not at that stage in our lives yet. So yeah, that's kind of like how we want to do things. Does anyone else have a dog? Let me know if you do. Especially let me know if you have a toy cavapoo. If you're watching this and you have a toy cavapoo, I want to know everything. Like the name, the colour. Oh, so cute. The next thing someone asked, which I think is so cute, is what do you do for hobbies? Bit of a weird one actually, because my hobby is now turned into my job. Like, I loved social media, well, I still do. Makeup, beauty, skincare, haircare, all of that stuff. Such big passions of mine, but now it's my job, so it kind of feels like I'm doing it all of the time, like for fun, but I actually get paid, which is crazy. But aside from that, I would definitely say kind of anything creative. Love trying new things, love like painting. I actually tried clay making with my friend not too long ago, and I hated it because it just went so wrong. But generally, like creative things like that. One of my biggest hobbies I have is colouring. I love colouring. I have a whole setup now. It's amazing. I have this massive fluffy blanket, colouring tray, I have these colouring pens. I've like upgraded my colouring pens. I've got all these books. It's amazing. I would highly recommend adult colouring. And I also do really love active things like going on different walks, Pilates, yoga. Another fun fact, I'm actually a Pilates teacher. Can you believe that? I don't teach now, although I feel like I should. I feel like I should get back into that because that would be another good income earner. But yeah, I like active things as well. I'm kind of down for anything. It's probably easier to tell you what I don't want to do. Things like go-karting and like darts and archery. Okay, that's all of the questions answered that all of you asked me. So I'm just gonna do a couple of like quick fire ones that I found online, and so this video isn't too short. Okay, what is your go-to comfort food? Definitely sushi. What's your favorite way to unwind after a long day? If I've had a long day, I definitely just want to relax and be like quite quiet and inwards. So getting like cozy, straight away shower, straight away skincare, in bed, loads of blankets, loads of pillows, and a movie or a series that I'm watching. What's a skill you'd love to learn? I think to be more fluent in my speech. I know I probably come across like fairly fluent online because obviously I cut out all of the pauses and the ums, and trust me, there are a lot of pauses. I intentionally break up my sentences in pauses and then cut all the spaces out. It makes my job a nightmare, trust me. But yeah, I'm not very fluent. I often say sentences in the wrong order, I'll say words in the wrong order, and even if I know what I want to say, sometimes my tongue gets all just like tied, and I'm not actually very good at doing like a whole long sentence confidently and with correct English without messing it up. So not necessarily like public speaking, just like speaking in general. That's really something I should invest in. What's the most adventurous thing you've ever done? Oh, maybe go on holiday by myself. I went on holiday by myself when I was in the second year of uni. I went to I can never say it. Fuerteventura, that place anyway. And I just went by myself for a week. I just stayed in a hotel and like chilled essentially. It was very good. What's a song that always makes you want to dance? 100% Man, I Feel Like a Woman. I don't know what it is about that song. I actually remember doing a dance class to it once because if you didn't know, I'm an ex-dancer. So I went to dance college like at uni, and we used to go into London and then like do dance classes at a place called Bay Studios, and one of our teachers used to teach there, and I went to his class and we did some choreo to Man, I Feel Like a Woman, and it was like the best class I ever did. Oh my god, it was so good. I loved the choreo and I just had the best time, and anytime I hear that song it reminds me of then, but also it just makes me want to get up and dance there and then. What's a book or movie that changed your perspective? Definitely the 5 AM Club. That like changed my life. Getting up at 5 AM now, it is a challenge every day, but it's a rewarding challenge, and then when you do it, I just love it. Do you have any religious beliefs? I wouldn't say I'm religious, but I do definitely think there is something. There's like the universe. I'm very into like crystals and manifesting, and if you've ever read the book, I've actually just gone and got this book because I need to talk to you about it, and it kind of relates to the last question. This one is called Ask and It Is Given, Learning to Manifest Your Desires, and you have to read it, but it's written by Esther and Jerry Hicks and the Teachings of Abraham. That will make sense if you read it, but this book has changed my perspective so much. It's like fully shaped my beliefs. I'm not gonna lie, I've not even finished it. I've not even finished this book, and it has like changed my life. I really need to finish this, but just even the bit I have read, it's like mind blown me, and it's fully shaped me as a person. But I kind of really believe in this, you know? So yeah, that answers that one. And lastly, do you have any goals for the next year? Do you know what? It's really interesting because I find goal setting quite hard. I find it overwhelming sometimes because I'm like, I understand how to manifest and I understand that you need every detail and it's all about the feeling, but sometimes I think I don't know what I want. There are certain things which I know I want. I want to progress in my career, especially with UGC and influencing. I definitely want to scale that and keep going with that because I literally love it. And I still want to keep my retail job. I love that. I really want to build more of a community when it comes to my online presence. I don't just like want to build a massive following like pointlessly. Do you know what I mean? Like I want to find that purpose. I really want to continue to build my relationships, that being in my professional life and like with Corey and my family, his family, etc. I already love them all, but you know what I mean. Just like continuing to build everything that I've got going on. That is the end of my Q&A. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you feel like you've got to know me a little bit better and you know more about my current life because a lot of things have changed. And I also just want to say thank you so much for supporting me, because all of these changes have happened because all of you watched me or liked or commented, whatever. Maybe you've even subscribed, who knows, but any little thing that you do really helps me out, and I'm literally living my dreams, so thank you. I can't repay you enough. That is actually something I think about a lot, like how to repay people, and like I really want to to help people and like make a change kind of thing. I think about that a lot, but we'll get there. We'll get there one day. We'll figure it out together. So thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe, and all of my social handles are always in my description. And I will see you next Wednesday, as always, at 5 PM for another video. Bye, babes.